you'll see this more of a sewing machine attack. So they'll stab, they retract, they'll stab, and we go different angles, stab, stab. You know, they might. Welcome, thanks for joining me. My name is Coach Daryl Johnson. I am the founder of HTK Krav Maga, Harder to Kill. I'm going to take a few minutes today and go over some of our concepts for knife defense and how to handle knife threats, knife fighting to a point. So let's go over the weapon itself. So this is obviously a training knife. There's very simple parts. There's the handle, the blade, and the butt of the weapon. And these are all important. Obviously the part we're concerned with is the blade. In my experience, teaching and executing knife defense is probably the hardest weapon defense to do, because it takes no skill to operate. There's no safety, there's no ammo to run in and out of. You don't have to, the weapon doesn't have to be moving to be dangerous. It can be hidden easily. Many times people are stabbed and they aren't even aware of it because they think they've been punched. So the knife is very difficult to deal with, and it probably should go without saying that if you're facing someone with a knife, you don't want to go empty-handed versus that weapon, or really any weapon for that matter. However, sometimes you're forced to. You're in a situation, the person attacks you, they have a knife, you don't have time to either escape, get your own weapon, or get some kind of an obstacle. A suitcase, a purse, shoes, whatever. So the principles of knife defense is I want to keep the blade from penetrating a sensitive part of the body where there's vital organs. And that sounds pretty simplistic, but it's important to realize there's lots of places in your body where taking a cut or a stab, although obviously painful, isn't going to kill you immediately or just debilitate you. There's always a danger that a knife can hit an artery in your arm, in your leg, obviously your neck, in your abdomen. So there's never a safe place to get stabbed. But if I have to deal with a knife, I want to make sure that I can control the weapon as fast as I can. But until that time, I want to make sure I create barriers and stop the blade from hitting me anywhere where I have vital organs: heart, liver, spleen, pancreas, neck, obviously brain, inside of the femoral artery in the leg, brachial artery on the arm. So the thing with knife defense that makes it the most challenging is, as I mentioned before, it's very easy to injure someone with a knife. I don't need to punch really hard with my hand to stab. Whereas if I'm dealing with a fist, if the person doesn't strike me hard, there's probably not much damage done. I don't need someone to hit me hard with a blade in their hand to penetrate my body and find an artery or a vital organ. So oftentimes, instead of having people punching in a fashion where 1, 2, you'll see this more of a sewing machine attack. So they'll stab, they retract, they'll stab, and we go different angles, stab, stab. They might be doing more of the ice pick downward stab. Maybe they're doing upward stab. So the angles can change very, very quickly, and it doesn't take a lot of strength with a sharp knife to penetrate the vital areas. So as we do our knife defenses, and I'll be showing you some of those as we move along, keep in mind that this is again, in my opinion, of all the weapons we train, we have handgun, long gun, stick, knife, guns that are slung on the body. In my opinion, the knife is the most difficult one to deal with as far as self-defense, if you have empty hands. No weapon is a good idea to have empty hands with, but obviously sometimes it's not an option you have. So I hope you guys find that useful, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos where I teach you how to defend some of this stuff.